what is it like? Because you're actively coaching at Wayne State, but you're a Michigan Wolverine alum. They don't play each other, so there's really no conflict. But your heart is with the blue, right?
Uh, yeah, of course. I mean, that's without a doubt, right? I mean, so I coached at Syracuse. Everyone knows my heart is with, Michigan. And this is where my plight as a coach, right? My flight, my growth and maturation as a coach, right? Yes, I'm at Wayne State and I want to win. Want to build this program to be, you know, in the like of a Michigan, right? So, but at the end of the day, I'm Michigan, right? I'm Michigan. Some of the things that I've learned at Michigan are implemented and being taught here. So, yeah, uh, as they say, I bleed maize and blue.
Would that be the dream job someday if you could pick a head coaching job anywhere? Is it Michigan? Is it in the NFL? What would your dream head coaching job be?
You said it, Michigan. I mean, it, it would be crazy for me not to say that's my dream job, right? Other dream job would be the Raiders, right? Those are my two dream jobs, right? To play there, to come back now to be the head coach. I mean, goodness gracious, man, that check that off the bucket list. You know, that'll be awesome. But once again, like I said about Coach Harbaugh, man, I'm planted here. I have a job to do here, and going to make the best of it.
I'm glad you brought up the Raiders because I wanted to ask you about that and the job Antonio Pierce has done. As someone who knows the Davis family, played obviously with the Raiders, would it the right move to keep Antonio Pierce and give him that job?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because what he has done is he's won over the players, and once you get the locker room, you have the team, right? And it's the same. It goes the adverse way. Once you lose the locker room, you lose the team, and he's done that. But the next thing a lot of people don't realize is he's given those guys autonomy, meaning the players are bought in, and the players are starting to understand it's not the playbook, it's not the coaching staff, it's us, and they're starting to hold one another accountable. You can see they're starting to like and play for one another and having fun playing. And when a coach can do that, it's pretty incredible. So I think he has, you know, given his time and paid his dues, and let's give him the job.
It seems like they should have also learned from what happened a couple of years back when Bisaccia had them, playing really, really well, and then they moved on after him. That to learn from your mistakes, you got a guy right there in house.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, I forget how the saying goes, but first mistake, shame on them. But the second mistake, but then to make it a third time, no, because like you said, Coach Bisaccia, and great special team mind, great special team guy, but he's also another. And I want to use the term players coach loosely, because when people say players coach means that the coach gives the players free reign, they can do whatever they want to do. No, a player coach is just a guy who understands the players, understands how to motivate them, and get them playing, but at the same time can rule with the iron fist and not feel like a dictator, right? And not have the players feel like it's a dictator. He's coming down on me for a reason. And so Rich Bisaccia, like I said, great coach, great special team mind, great player coach. Pierce played the game at a high level, incredible person, another great coach, great players coach. I would like to start off with this. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. So, with that being said, great matchup. I love the matchup versus the Huskies. You know, I just I love this team for the simple fact the young men that are on the team, and I know people have talked about the stories about the culture and everything. The guys having Michigan versus everybody, but you have to. I mean, it's incredible of what they've done. To galvanize, to hold things together, and let's not, you know, forget the coaching staff. Right, the coaching staff has all come together to work for a common goal and a common good. But there's one man who put that all together, and that's Harbaugh, right? And so you see the organic love, you see the organic care for one another to come together to play for one another on the field, and it shows.
You mentioned Harbaugh. What was it like coaching under him? And I know you had your son there with both of you. Is that a good experience?
Great experience, great experience. You know, great football mind, great football mind. Um, I would tell you this: he has a great work ethic, you know, and that work ethic is in every realm of football, from recruiting to what we're going to eat to how you're going to plan, whatever it is, right? I mean, he eats, sleeps, and breathes football, and so everything he's going to do is going to be for the benefit of the young men in his program. I mean, he wants to leave no stone unturned for the for the advancement and betterment for the young men on the team. So learned a lot, learned a lot from him, and it was a pleasure being there.
You always hear, rumblings with his future and that there's unfinished business in the NFL. Any concern he could go off into this, into the spotlight, into the sunset with a national championship? Any concern he goes back to the NFL off of this, or do you think he's going to remain with Michigan?
Um, I just like to deal with the here and now, where his 10 toes are, where they are right now. Let's just deal with that, right? Because here's the one thing about anything in life, right? Opportunity, right? And one of the words, one of the key words in the definition of opportunity is circumstances, right? We don't know what his circumstances are. We don't. No one knows. We can sit and try and guess. We can sit and try and predict. Um, Only he knows, and I'm not sure at this point. He knows, right? I don't want to speak for him, but I don't know for sure or for certain. But the one thing I do know, he is the head coach, coaching in the national championship, and that's all I'm worried about and concerned about right now.
After the last game, Harbaugh said that McCarthy is the greatest quarterback ever to play at Michigan. We've seen some good quarterbacks. Tom Brady actually liked the comment. Where do you think JJ stands, and what do you think about his future?
Well, I mean, we always talk about what symbolizes the GOAT or the greatest, right? What what depicts that? Definitely his record, right? What was it, 23-1 or something like that? So he's lost one game as a starter, so that definitely puts him up there. If he solidifies his career with a championship, a national championship, I definitely will say that is. Then the next thing of it is the numbers, the statistics. Where does he stand amongst those other quarterbacks that are considered the greatest of all time? But once again, um, I'm just worried about this game. His future is bright, right? And once again, opportunity. If he has a chance to play at that next level, only the teams that are scouting, whatever his draft rating is or whatever that case may be, only those guys know that, right? I don't know that. So, but once again, the opportunity. I don't know his circumstances. Maybe he feels as though he may need one more year to draft, draft stock to climb and to increase to make him more valuable. But I don't know all those things, right? I don't have those answers. But to answer the first question is he's definitely up there in terms of one of the best. I don't like to say who's better than who because that's kind of hard, man. That's hard. But if you look at the numbers, if you're looking at the numbers, he's definitely in argument of being one of the best. And then to answer the question of does he jump ship and hit the NFL or does he stay another year? Hey man, who knows?